Today, we're going to talk about the psychology principle Kobe Bryant, Muhammad Ali, and Ralph Lauren all used to reach a level of greatness that nobody else could, and how you can use it to unlock a version of yourself you didn't even know existed.
Life is beautiful.
So there was a study done by researchers to figure out exactly what Kobe Bryant did when he was struggling in his career to turn it around. It was done in 2003, and it's called the Kobe study. So his career was falling apart. His dynasty was falling apart. Brands were pulling out. Everything was crashing around him. So he goes to his performance coach, and he says to him, "I feel like I'm losing my edge here." And the performance coach says, "You're not losing your edge, you're losing your identity." So they sat down and came up with a new identity, and they called him the Black Mamba. This is when the Black Mamba was born. And the first game after he got that name change, he scored 62 points in one game. And if you don't follow basketball, that is a ridiculous amount of points for one person to score in a game. A month later, he had an 81-point game, which is one of the top scoring games of all time. It's like I said, if you don't follow basketball, that is unheard of. He then went on to win 2 more championships, and he turned everything around. Researchers called what happened the alter ego effect. And I had to dive into this because there are so many people, so many famous people we know that have used this thing called the alter ego effect.
This blew my mind and
Crazy.
really started to get me to question my own identity and like what alter ego I want to give myself.
Yeah.
But a little fun fact about the Black Mamba, that came when he was watching the movie Kill Bill. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And the Black Mamba snake, that's what it is, has a 99% strike accuracy.
Wow. I like that. I just got the chills.
So it's deeper
It's a
than
story.
Just,
It's
it's
a
a story
yeah.
that he was hooking on to.
Yeah. It reminds me of Jack and Carson on The Amazing Race. So
Yes.
if you've been tuning in for a while, you might know that me and Nick were on the TV show The Amazing Race on season 37. And there was a group of friends, a pair of friends that won our season of the race. And we've become good friends with them. And we asked them what was one of their secrets to winning the race. And they're huge Dungeons and Dragons nerds, self-proclaimed nerds. I'm not making fun of them. They call themselves nerds. And they said one of the things we did was anytime we went into a challenge, we asked ourselves, what Dungeon and Dragon character can I morph myself into as I go into this challenge?
So powerful.
So if there was an archery challenge, they became the archer. If there was a puzzle where they had to think creatively, they became the wizard, right? They would just morph their identities into exactly what the moment needed at the time. And so they would go into it and they would have fun with it and they would use this alter ego effect and they won the Amazing Race.
It's such a great real life example
Right?
of like experiencing it firsthand.
When we go back in the Amazing Race and get our call back, I'm definitely stealing that.
100%, we have to just create all these alter egos to just dominate on these challenges.
So let's rack up some more famous people that you would never even know about.
So David Bowie. Okay. Do you know what his alter ego was?
David Bowie is the alter ego?
No. Ziggy Stardust. So you remember when you lived in Jersey City, there would always be that big painting of him and he had like the thing on his face?
Yeah.
So that was Ziggy Stardust. So Bowie was David Jones, a mediocre folk singer who tried and failed for years under his real name. Ziggy Stardust was a fictional alien rock star he invented as a character. The moment he became Ziggy was when he exploded.
You just said his real name is not even David Bowie.
So
he has 2 alter egos.
He had like 6 throughout his career. Every time he wanted to reinvent himself, he created an alter ego.
Interesting.
But Ziggy Stardust, in his head, he said he wanted to create this like Messiah rock star that came from Mars.
Interesting.
And that's what he did. And when he created that identity was when he blew up.
Wow. Yeah, another one that I love is Ralph Lipschitz. Lipschitz. Yeah, that's his name, Ralph Lipschitz.
Wow, that's a terrible name.
Ralph Lipschitz wanted to become a famous fashion designer, so he gave himself the name Ralph Lauren.
Wow.
Cassius Clay wanted to become one of the greats, so he named himself Muhammad Ali. We actually kind of did this too. We were running a nonprofit for the last 10 years as just Mike and Nick Fiorito. And then we kind of came up with our own alter ego and we said, you know what? We want to move into act 2 of our careers now. We want to be full-time content creators, internet personalities. And we kind of just said, all right, our new name is the Fio Bros. This is our name. This is our new alter ego as a combined personal brand.
Yeah.
And so we kind of did it too in a way. I didn't even realize until I prepped this episode.
That's true. Another one is Eminem. So Marshall Mathers was a broke kid from Detroit who couldn't say things on his mind. Slim Shady was a character who could say anything. So the whole song, Will the Real Slim Shady Please Stand Up?
Will the Real Slim Shady
That's
please
what that's
stand
all
up.
about. Was about this new personality, this identity.
Yeah.
And then he did it again to make it Eminem, who was a serious artist. So what I learned in my research is musicians are constantly doing this to create these identities. And there's even a story about Madonna when she's walking through the streets of New York City. She doesn't change anything about her look. She's walking and she turns to the reporter that's with her and nobody's noticing her at this point. She goes, "You want to see Madonna?" And she turns on Madonna and all of a sudden people start noticing that it's Madonna on the street.
Meaning when you say turns on Madonna,
she changes her demeanor.
Internally.
Exactly. She changed her whole demeanor.
Kind of reminds me of Spider-Man changing into the Spider-Man outfit.
Yeah, I guess.
It's kind of interesting. So to wrap this up, I think the moral of the story here is you don't necessarily change your life by changing what you do. You do it by changing who you think you are because identity leads to new action, which then reinforces that identity. And so if you can start from the ground up, which is that identity level, then you can completely change your life.
Yep.
So the call to action is what I'm calling the act as if challenge. I'm going to throw down a challenge for you. Take a goal you have, whether it's a money goal that you have, whether it's to make $1 million, whether it's to lose 50 pounds, whether it's to, I don't know, get married, I don't know, whatever the hell it is for you, for the next 24 hours, act as if you were already the person you want to be. You already had that thing that you want. Embody it. And how would that person show up today? Start acting like it before you even have it.
Exactly. Don't start by trying to change your behavior. Change your identity first and your behavior will follow. So an example is that I'm trying to quit smoking versus I'm not a smoker.
Exactly.
That is a new identity.
Mm-hmm.
So use that as an example for whatever it is that you want to identify as.
Yeah, I'm a totally jacked billionaire.
We'll start acting like it, bro.
All right.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We love you.
Peace.